We tend to believe that in our modern digital age, the truth moves at the speed of light. The assumption is that once raw data is leaked and documents are digitized, the sheer volume of information will make accountability inevitable. But the Jeffrey Epstein case stands as a cold contradiction to that belief. Following his arrest, there was a widespread expectation that the walls were finally closing in. People believed the secretive lives of the global elite were about to be laid bare for public scrutiny, and the physical proof appeared to be there. Thousands of pages of flight logs, sworn testimonies, and cataloged evidence boxes entered the public record, creating a massive searchable database of names and dates. Yet, despite this mountain of evidence linking a billionaire to the world's most powerful people, the momentum of the investigation hit a wall. The deeper the data goes, the harder it becomes to find a single person held responsible for the broader operation. Large-scale data drops do not result in justice when the people named in those files have the immense resources to dictate how that data is interpreted, or if it's ever acted upon at all. To understand this stalemate, we have to look past the headlines and examine the specific economy documented in those flight logs. The records show a network reaching into every pillar of global influence: heads of state, billionaires, and royalty. Epstein functioned as a bridge between them. He created a space where a politician could interact with a titan in total secrecy, making himself the indispensable link. These interactions didn't happen in public view. They required repeated, documented travel to highly isolated environments, private islands and estates designed specifically to be outside the reach of standard oversight. This leads to a difficult question. Why would the most influential people on the planet take the risk of being documented in a place like this? The logs suggest they were participating in an economy of leverage. In this system, the currency isn't money, it's the accumulation of mutual secrets and shared vulnerabilities. By engaging in activities in these controlled environments, every guest essentially provided Epstein with collateral. It created a dynamic where silence wasn't just requested, it was a matter of self-preservation for everyone involved. This wasn't a social circle. It was a sophisticated structure built on the idea that if the central figure fell, the weight of the evidence would threaten everyone he touched. But if the logs provided the names and the locations, why does the trail stop before reaching any meaningful conclusions? We are seeing the effect of what can be called a legal firewall. When dozens of wealthy individuals have a shared interest in keeping a specific set of records private, they can deploy a combined legal force that effectively paralyzes the discovery process. This manifests as a series of institutional dead ends. Highly specific document sets are permanently sealed by court order, and procedural motions by defense teams drag on for years, ensuring that the most critical information never reaches a jury. The process often involves a strategic release of information, dropping just enough mid-level names to satisfy the public's desire for a headline, while the protective seal remains firm over the people who actually funded and sustained the operation. These gaps in the Epstein Files are not evidence of a missing truth. They are the visible result of a system where enough collective influence can turn a public investigation into a series of managed disclosures. At this point, the Epstein case is less about a single man's crimes and more about what it reveals regarding the nature of power. It demonstrates a reality where the rules of the justice system change depending on the status of the person standing in the courtroom. The warning from the original case files remains, that the information still hidden is far more volatile than anything that has been leaked so far. The most unsettling aspect of this case is the observation that, even with the eyes of the world watching, the mechanisms of accountability can be held in a state of permanent suspension by those they were designed to govern. The unanswered questions are not missing because the data doesn't exist. They are missing because, in the highest tiers of global influence, the truth is only as visible as the powerful allow it to be.